Legion Remix got its biggest update yet. We are in the final patch of Legion Remix. Argus the Eternal brings many new rewards. We talked about it, like 25 mounts, 10 new ones, tons of Transmog, the sites, everything else. Let's just dive straight in here. Dalaran Gaming, break it down everything we're getting in this final patch of Legion Remix. Here we go.
Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and this week we got a brand new content update for Legion Remix. Phase 4 of Argus Eternal is finally live, which brings with it the aforementioned zone of Argus, but also a lot of the content that comes with the zone as well, from a new raid, new dungeon, and a bunch more rewards for you to be able to obtain on the bronze vendors. This is a fairly sizable update between the storylines, between the different factions, the amount of world bosses that are being added as part of this update, but also some of the coolest.
Now, when I say this is the final update, I know there's another one coming out on December 9th, but that's really like just a grand finale of Legion Remix. There's no new raid opening or anything with that one. It's just like everything becomes super overpowered, and you try to cap out all your tunes because they're going to transfer over soon. That's what that is. But this is the final like new raid, new item content patch.
Some of the best rewards that you can collect, especially if you're big into mounts or Transmog items, with some of the rarest items finally available on the bronze vendors. For today's video, I wanted to go over everything that you should know about this update of Legion Remix and everything you can do with the Argus phase update. But with that being said, as always, if you guys want to keep up with regular updates when it comes to WoW content, whether it is Legion Remix, Midnight Beta, or possibly some of the upcoming patches like 11.2.7, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. Oh, yeah. But otherwise, let's dive right in. So, with a brand new phase coming out for Legion Remix, it does mean that we get access to a bunch of new content during the Legion expansion. One of them being...
Have you guys been keeping up with the campaign? I haven't. I haven't been doing the campaign quest line at all. I've literally been jumping into Legion Remix. Every time there's a new raid, I go do the raid and that's it. You know, I played through Legion. I don't got to redo the whole campaign. I don't give a shit about it. And the good thing is with the Violet Spellwing mount, which I'm sure he's going to talk about here in a second, I was worried that you're going to have to complete the campaign to get that mount. You're not. That's the previous AOTC mount unlocked once again in this phase of Legion Remix. It's a pretty easy one to get. I'll let him tell you how he's going to get it, though.
New zone that is Argus, which is technically 3 zones broken into one, because essentially we go into like parts of the home world of Argus, which is just shattered and scattered, kind of barely holding together. So it's actually really cool because all 3 zones are a little bit different. 2 of them are a little bit more heavily on green and very fel infested, while the others a little bit more ethereal looking, a little bit more void themed, a bit of Draenei architecture. So it's actually pretty awesome, and the variety of enemies you'll see on those zones is also pretty nice change of pace.
Yeah, man, I get nostalgia when I see Argus again. That was a crazy good patch, man. That was like that felt like an expansion level patch. Like it was so much. We're going to a different world and everything. I remember when that patch came out, I was like, oh my god, this is just patch content. This feels like expansion content. It was badass. Legion at its time.
Get a brand new campaign quest for you to get through. Some of the best cinematics we've seen happen during Argus in particular, as well as a couple of brand new factions for you to start working through so you can get some other unique rewards as well. Completing the entirety of the Argus zone achievements, very similar to the other zone achievements for previous zones, does award you with the unique reward too, in fact, which is the Bulwark of Manoroth, which apparently does not have any kind of model in game at the moment, but it is both a shield as well as a back piece. So if you want to wear it on your back as a Fury Warrior wielding to one hand,
I'm pretty sure we've seen the shield data mined already,
or potentially go for that sword and board version. This is going to be one of the cooler items that is relevant to the Manoroth, the demon that's very well known within WoW universe. And on Argus, you'll be getting...
If I'm right, I think it looks like basically the front plate on Manoroth. Have you ever seen the Manoroth model? The shield kind of looks like the front plate that he has in the game. So I could pull up his model real quick here, and you can see it. Yeah, this thing. Basically, the shield looks like this. So you see Manoroth's front plate right there? That's basically what you're holding as a shield, which actually, in terms of lore, is significantly badass. That really is a cool thing to hold at your side there. You're holding the damn front plate of a demon pit lord. Freaking cool.
Getting access to a variety of the similar content as the other zones, from the storylines as well as the quest lines, world quests, but also you'll get rifts as well as rift bosses. In fact, Argus added a bunch of world bosses for you to slay, which were in a fairly regular rotation. Legion really did add a lot of bosses to the game, not just raid bosses, but world bosses in particular, and Argus adds a whole bunch of them through these greater rifts, which you go into. It essentially is just an instance where you go clear it out until the boss is summoned, and then you slay the boss, which you'll be doing that pretty regularly, especially if you're looking to get additional knowledge added to your account.
Can always use
another Sarge, thank you for the sub, man. Star Griffin coming in with that prime. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Content that becomes available as well is the Pseudo Triumvirate dungeon, which features 4 new bosses that you're probably going to be one-shotting through pretty regularly, especially if you've been gearing out your character fairly frequently. But it is definitely one of the more lore-heavy and story-rich instances, especially with the ending, with the Dark Naru at the very tail end of it, that really is going to trickle down into the Midnight expansion in particular, as I got to play through the beta. Storyline's quite a decent bit. But with it, you also get access to be able to finally complete a variety of different dungeon-specific achievements, and there's a bunch of them that all hinge on you completing Seed or Triumvirate if you've done all the other dungeons. Completing Seed on like base difficulty, normal, heroic, and even mythic should unlock you, if you've done all the other dungeons, the achievements to complete all the dungeons on difficulties like normal, heroic, and mythic, which awards you a bunch of additional knowledge. So this may be the first thing you might want to do as soon as this update goes live, and just jump into Pseudo Triumvirate on Mythic 0 difficulty, complete it as quickly as possible, and unlock a ton of knowledge very rapidly. And of course, we also get the brand new raid, or Legion's brand new raid for this phase, the Antorus, the Burning Throne, which to me...
I said this earlier, it's hard, guys. It's like not just a cakewalk. Bring some freaking healers. I've seen it already. People just wiping entire raids on this because they're treating it like the other raids where like you can literally just bring up a group comp of whatever the hell you want and just kill everything. It's not a face roll. Now, it's not anywhere near the difficulty of a retail raid, of course, but... you probably just got to make sure you've comped out your raid properly so you can actually handle mechanics and heal through things.
It was definitely one of the coolest raids they've made from that expansion, minus the tower defense minigame with ANR, the live binder encounter. Yeah. Not that enjoyable, but the rest of it,
was a great
some
raid.
of the different bosses and the environments as you storming the actual citadel, the throne of Legion's high command, all the way to Ag.
In terms of lore, Antorus probably goes down as one of my favorite raids of all time. It was badass.
And then Argus.
You see the Titans for the first time.
One of the more unique, visually interesting raids that I've played in all my time playing the Legion expansion. Definitely one of my favorites because it also comes with a bunch of rewards. Like, for example, if you've never gotten the AOTC reward for the Legion expansion back in the day for the Violet Spellwing, this thing is going to start dropping for defeating Argus for any...
This is so significant because I don't think Blizzard... I don't know what this means for Blizzard going forward, but this is the first time they bring back an achievement mount that was locked to a specific expansion. Like, you can't go back and get this. This is a seasonal achievement mount. This was an AOTC mount. And Blizzard's bringing it back in Remix, which is crazy because they've never done anything like that. I don't know if they'll ever do it again, but this is certainly your shot to get probably one of the coolest AOTC mounts they ever made available in the game.
Maybe that never obtained it back in the day, so this will be your chance.
They didn't do it with Map Remix, I know, it's weird.
Mount after defeating Argus, I believe on at least heroic difficulty, which should be pretty easy with some of the more overpowered characters are going to be by the tail end of that whole phase. We also have the Fell-Scorned Scythe of the Unmaker. Argus was known for having this amazing looking scythe that came in 2 colors, the blue as well as the mythical red version. But for defeating the Argus boss on Mythic this time around in Legion Remix, you'll get the Fell version of this scythe, which looks absolutely amazing. The other versions of the scythes, like the blue and the red, are going to be made available. They'll be found in the vendors, so you'll be able to get up to 3 potential scythes added to your account. This also includes Agrimar's unique weapon, the Tayshalek, as well, which we'll go over when we take a look at some of the vendor rewards arriving with this phase. Lastly, if you've been keeping up...
I mean, if you're a Blood DK, you got to get all 3 scythes, right? They literally made them the colors of our specs. We got a red one, a blue one, and a green one. You literally have Blood, Frost, and Unholy, ready to go. 3 scythes for your Blood DK. I mean, for your Death Knight in general. I have to get them. This is something I actually have to go back to Legion Remix and play for now.
And did all of your Legion raids on Mythic difficulty. Defeating Antorus is going to earn you the Ensemble of the Sargeras Commander's Lightbound Regalia.
That's a badass
which is awarded for defeating all the raid bosses on Mythic, which is going to be much easier, especially as I've seen more and more groups popping up where players are more than willing to carry like more casual Legion Remix players through the hardest content out there just to help everybody get the rewards. It's really cool to see how the community really comes together. That happened a lot during Mop Remix back in the day. So if you are somebody who doesn't Mythic raid, don't worry. There's a pretty good chance there'll be plenty of groups out there that are more than happy to carry you in order to help you get all of the unique rewards from this expansion. But definitely one of the coolest sets they've created, this whole Lightforge Demon Fuse thing that they got going on.
Yeah.
Which has this almost...
Claridia says you aren't going to run it 20 times. You don't have to run it 20 times. You only have to run it 20 times if you're doing the normal difficulty. So he's talking about the Scythe currency, because the Scythe, it's not just cost you bronze, it costs you like a currency that drops off of Argus the Endmaker. And if you want to get it, you got to get 20 of those currencies. For each normal kill, you get 1. But beyond that, it's... Where is it? I got it here for the Scythe. Hold on. This one? Yeah. You get 4 per heroic kill, so it'll take 5 kills for that. And twice on Mythic. If you kill him on Mythic, you only got to do it 2 times. So, you know, I don't know if I'm going to go kill him on Mythic first right out the gate. Maybe I'll do heroic. I'm not sure. But I'm definitely not going to do it on normal. That's for sure. So you won't have to do it that many times. Man, look how cool these look. And 30,000 bronze for each one, too. I guess the green one, you get it for killing him on Mythic no matter what. So if you kill him on Mythic, technically then you can get all 3, bronze aside. You can get all 3 by killing him 4 times on Mythic. 20 for this, 20 for that, and this one drops on Mythic kills. Boom. You got all 3. So that's the minimal amount of times you got to do it.
Dreadlord.
Also, have I ever respec, somebody said. Last time I think I was Frost was in BFA. I played Blood ever since.
Appearance to it, and it's definitely one of the coolest items for all paladins out there in preparation for the Midnight expansion. Outside of this, we also got a bunch of new rewards that are becoming available on the vendor. So as long as you have enough bronze, you should be able to purchase all of these items.
Damn, he's got a lot of bronze.
Starting with the mount vendor, and you can actually see exactly which rewards are coming out in Argus, and they're all marked in red. There's going to be a number of mounts that you can get
25
from rares
new
and
mounts.
open world enemies over in Argus from a variety of different mana rays, for instance. There's also a brand new Ghastly Urzul that is added. This is unique to Legion Remix specifically. But then you also go back to some of the other mounts that you can obtain from a lot of the different rares and enemies and factions.
Definitely
so
go through all the mounts. There's 10 mounts that will be available only in Legion Remix, like the brand new to the game, 10 mounts.
Different Talbooks.
Go buy them if you want them.
The Antoran Charhound, which is from Antorus, one of the more rare mounts for that you can
it's
obtain.
a badass one.
But you could actually just purchase it in this phase for bronze specifically. Baltil Nasher, Crimson Slaver Maw, as well as Acid
you get
Belcher,
both red and
also
blue.
3
Oh,
other
shit.
mounts that you can get from rares. A bunch of Fel Crushers from the Lightforge Dronai, some with unique new recolors for Remix specifically. A Vile Fiend, more mana.
Don't forget, guys, in Midnight, you're going to get the 600 mount achievement, right? So you'll be able to get the 600 mount achievement mount. And this is a really good way to work your way up there. If you're behind, if you don't have 600 mounts already, if you just buy mounts from Legion Remix, I mean, there's probably, I don't know how many mounts in total right now. It's probably 100 mounts you can buy off this thing. There's 25 alone just from this round of Legion Remix. So you can definitely pump up your mount numbers from this thing.
Rays that you can add to your collection. So a ton of mounts.
These mounts got you to 300, yeah.
But still a bunch of them that you can still add to your repertoire. But also the mythic Antorus Shackled Urzul. Definitely one of the more horrifying, one of the more striking mounts. But if you haven't been lucky farming Antorus and Mythic, you'll be able to purchase this one directly with bronze as well. And of course, we have a bunch of new transmogs. From Unicus, you'll be able to get a variety of new items, like recolors of some of the Lightforge sets, the leather set, which I always thought was really, really cool, and some of the darker tones for it look amazing. The cloth set, which I've never really honestly been super amazed by, but it does look good in some combinations. The blade set, which looks absolutely amazing, as well as the mail set, which I like everything, but maybe not the helmet, but all the other pieces, in my personal opinion, look amazing. Then you got Lightforge sets specifically. So this will be only for Lightforge Dronai. These are only unique for them from the testing that we did over on the PTR back when Legion Remix was on PTR for testing. So these are not going to be made available for everyone, even though it will look amazing to walk around with a full Lightforge set. Kind of look like a Terralian, but those are for Lightforge Dronai specifically. And then we have a Nightborn unique set as well, which is a recolor of their heritage set. So that's going to add you a bunch of new items to your collections. Then from Lara, we also got a couple more sets, which is yet another recolor. I think this is actually the base version of the cloth set from Antaurus, the plate set, as well as we got the mail set and the leather set, which are all more of the OG original ones. There's another recolor of the leather one specifically, as well as another recolor of the plate one as well. There's also 2 sets that you can get from slaying, usually from slaying rares.
What in the sex dungeon slayer is this? What the hell? Are you going to see... This is, I mean, what is going on here? They clearly, I mean, this armor is not meant to protect you. This is a sex dungeon armor set. That's exactly what this is. And people, I already know, people are going to use the new Transmog system to automatically equip their sex dungeon sets as soon as they walk into an inn or their home or something. So, yeah, eat your heart out, Moonguard. Go get this set.
You can purchase these sets directly. There's a plate variation as well as a cloth variation of
the other one was the plate one? What the hell?
Sets. There's the ensemble of the Forgotten Conservatory clothes, which is more Draenic inspired set. There's also some more Draenic plate pieces, which look unusual in humans, especially with the helm, but they do look much better on a Draenei. And there's 2 colorations if you're really looking to represent those Draenic colors. Then we got also the raid apparels, and like I said before, Scythe the Maker will be also available here, both as a polearm as well as a staff. So any classes that wield polearms or staffs will be able to obtain it. You will have to kill Argus a few times to get the Cosmic Soul Silver, which you get from either defeating a normal, heroic, or mythic, but the higher the difficulty, the more of those you get rewarded. So those you'll be able to obtain over time. Tashalak, which now comes in 2 flavors. There's a 2-handed version and a 1-handed version.
Oh my god, I need the 2-hand. I didn't know it comes in a 2-handed version.
If you want to play like a prop warrior or a prop paladin and you want to rock the Tashalak with a sword, you can.
Ooh,
so this is a really cool addition. Previously, the sword only came as a 2-hander, but it definitely one of the coolest.
It only came as a 2-hander before, so I'm just freaking tripping on drugs or something. I should have known it was going to be that's a nice looking weapon.
Look at what's because it has these flames belching out of it as the actual part of the blade is broken. So it's definitely one of the best looking ones out there.
Yeah, it's a cool
Then, of course, we have the raid sets, which in my opinion, the Argus raid sets were incredibly good looking from the Gilded Seraph Priest set. You got the Mage set, which maybe I don't like the helm, but all the other parts of the set look amazing. The Demon Hunter set, which I'm a huge fan of in particular. We have the Warlock set, which is honestly one of the best. The skull helm, the shoulders, how bladed and spiky and dangerous it looks.
Legion had great class sets in general. Some of the best to ever be put in the game.
We also get the Monk set, which has more of this original, kind of like the expected monk aesthetic around the hat, as well as the orbs around it. The Druid set, which gives you a whole basically bear fur to wear on your character. The Hunter set, which is that of a
fucking
Naga.
Skinned Naga. This is one of the best Hunter sets in the game. You skinned a Naga alive and you wore him. You put him on. Just imagine. What the hell? This should be the set that you wear whenever we go back and we fight Ajara. For sure Ajara's coming back at some point. I don't know about Midnight or last time, but whenever you see her again, equip this. Equip it if you're a hunter.
With the moving parts, with the tendrils actually moving.
Be like, you know this guy?
Rogue set, which not a lot of rogues like back in Legion, but this was absolutely one of my favorite sets. Maybe not the boots, but the actual set itself, in my opinion, was one of the coolest ones out there. The difference of the look, the hat, and just how unique it was. It kind of felt better and to wear in BFA because it felt better for that whole parody.
You got to walk around Gilneas wearing this one.
I definitely did enjoy it. One of the best Death Knight sets we have, a really good Shaman set, Warrior set, which the other versions, the non-mythic versions, don't look as good, but the mythic versions in particular, this version looks the best, especially on Paladins, as well as the Paladin set, which is also one of the good ones for Antaurus. Lastly, we also have pets and toys, if you're interested in those, like the Fell Afflicted Skyfin, we have the Una's doll, which I believe was actually required for potentially a quest back in Argus for you to get another variation of Urzul mount, but I'm pretty sure maybe it was linked to the secret quest lines or something along those lines. You got the Cross Gazer, Docile Skyfin, Grasping Manifestation, the All-Seeing Eye, which is a toy, Battery Generator, which is also a toy,
the Tentacle,
the Brisk, which is also a toy that allows you to ride
get your hentai
on Argus, Sightless Eye, Spy.
I ran a dungeon once with some chick who kept summoning this tentacle. She had it from Legion originally and just sitting on it over and over, like every time when we were between pulls she would summon it and sit on it. It's probably a guy, it's probably a guy. It was probably a guy playing as a female character, but they kept doing it and I noticed.
Spire of Spite, blue conservative scrolls, red conservative scrolls,
not a
yellow,
fake story. No, I swear it's not.
SFE Inspector, Holy Light Spire, Micro Artillery, Unstable Portal Emitter, Vix Chest of Tricks,
I'll never
as
forget
well as
it.
the Legion Communication Orb. So a bunch of things for you to add to your collections if you haven't picked them up at any point if you did play back in Legion. But with that being said, as always, I don't want to thank all of you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys did enjoy this Legion Remix update. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give this video a like. I would very, very much appreciate that. Also, be sure to join our Discord community for any future Legion Remix updates or any other WoW updates like Midnight Beta, which is likely going to be getting a brand new build very, very soon. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in the next one.
Nice video, and a nice way to finish out Legion Remix. Plenty of stuff to be had from it. I think it's been fun. Legion Remix has been a lot of fun, and this is like the grand finale of it all. Again, there's a final big, like, patch of Legion Remix still to come, but in reality, that's just like a closing thing. No real new shit. That's just going to be like, finish out your characters. Legion Remix is ending, and that's about it. A nice video here from Dalaran.